US of A, Bill. From Brooklyn.
What's going on? Thank you for the shortest intro of the night. I was here. Oh, acceptable. All right, so I wanted to start off by asking you guys a couple of questions, like just option A or option B questions, all right? So I'll give you guys two options, and I'll say option A, raise your hand if you identify with that option, all right? So the first option, Mario or Luigi? Raise your hand for Team Mario. Okay. Pizza or lasagna? Who is Team Pizza? Raise your hand. Okay, over half, okay. Edward Collins or Jacob the Werewolf? Who is Team Edward? What? More than half the females? Okay, perfect. You're an outlier, young man. I appreciate that. Doggy style or missionary? I know, it's getting tough. Who is Team Doggy style? Raise your hand. Okay. Now, I'm gonna give you an easy one. Out like last one. Freedom or slavery? Who is Team Freedom? Raise your hand. Not 100%. That's interesting. Was not expecting that one. I thought it was an easy one. Didn't mean to make it a pop quiz on you guys. But. So for me, I've always had the thing where I chose option B. I'm very much a contrarian person by nature. I just choose the second option, even if I know it's worse. I choose Luigi when I play Mario Brothers. I love a thick layered lasagna. I choose the boring ass missionary every time. It is just what I am. That hairy ass on Jacob is just my jam. You know, the sexual tension of the bondage getting whipped during maybe not that one. Maybe it's not 100%. Maybe it's like a case-by-case basis where I choose the secondary option. But I told my wife this thing about me being a contrarian. I love option B. She thought it was cute, quirky, made me an individualist instead of just a run-of-the-mill average guy. So we had that conversation. But one day, my daughter comes home from school, and we're all in the kitchen, and my daughter's telling about her day. She's like, Dad, having a bad day. I was at school, and I didn't get picked first in volleyball. Dad, you know I'm the best volleyball player in my class. I know, baby girl. So that's when I told her about my thing where I always choose the second option. Always play with Tails when it plays Sonic. Always play with Ken instead of Reed. Always do the secondary option. She's like, okay, that makes sense, Daddy. And she thought about it for a second. She said, well, if that's the case then, Daddy, if you chose Mommy, then who was her number one? And we all are on the same page here. That is not the discussion I was trying to have that afternoon. So at that moment, I can feel the heat of 1,000 suns on right here. There was more here before that time. It's been burned off from the amount of heat and hatred going in my head at that day. So I mustered up my strength and I looked up. And of course, she's staring right at me. And she says, go and answer him, motherfucker. I'm waiting, I want to do number one, who's too, little nigga? So, at this moment, my mind is racing. I don't know what the right answer is, but I do know there's options. So, option one, I could lie. I could be like, no, babe, of course you're my number one. There's never been anybody else. That's just cartoon characters. Of course you've never been anybody above you. Perfectly reasonable response, right? get behind that. Option 2, I can lie again. Babe, my mom is my number 1. That sense you're my number 2? What kind of person puts their girlfriend their mother? Would you like me if I hated my mother? Do you want me to hate my dead mother? Reasonable response I can go with, right? But there's option number 3. I can tell the truth. I could say, well, you know, my number 1 was Brittany. She broke up with me when I was 15. I've been longing for her ever since she broke up with me. I've been stalking her Facebook and waiting for her to answer my text forever, and I dream about her when we're laying in bed together. Now, everyone in here, no matter if you were option A or option B earlier in this quiz, we all know option C is the wrong answer, correct? Everyone here who has spent any amount of time as an adult being knows option 3 will get you killed. She just called me a nigga 5 seconds ago. I am running out of time. So the issue is that I'm not a rational person in that moment. And that's why I have this scar right here on my shoulder. And that's my time. Andrew.